For a stretch this season, the Boston Celtics looked incomplete. They were still winning games. They still had talent. But something about the team didn't feel like a true championship contender. The offense looked inconsistent at times. The leadership hierarchy felt a little unclear. And when things got tight late in games, Boston didn't always have that one player who could take control. But now that Jayson Tatum is back, the entire identity of this team has changed. And suddenly, the Celtics look like a team that can make the NBA Finals or more. Jayson Tatum isn't just Boston's best player. He's the engine that makes everything work. He's the player defenses have to game plan around. Tatum can score at all three levels, attacking the rim, hitting mid-range shots, and stretching the floor from deep. But most importantly, he creates defensive attention. When he drives, defenses collapse. When he isolates, double teams come. And when that happens, the rest of the Celtics benefit. Suddenly, that offense looks smoother. Teammates get easier looks, and the team is a clear number one option when games get tight. That clarity is something Boston absolutely needs if they want to compete deep into the playoffs. Another huge impact of Tatum returning is how much easier the game becomes for the rest of the roster. Take Jaylen Brown, for example. Brown is an elite scorer in his own right, but when Tatum is on the floor, Brown doesn't have to carry the same offensive burden. Instead of constantly facing the opponent's best defender, Brown gets more favorable matchups, and that's where he's most dangerous. The same goes for Boston's role players. Shooters get cleaner looks, ball movement improves, the spacing becomes much harder to defend. That is what superstar gravity does. It doesn't just show up in the box score, it elevates the entire team. The scary part about Boston is that they are already a strong defensive team. The Celtics have long athletic wings who can switch across positions and make life extremely difficult for opposing offenses. They play physical defense on the perimeter and rotate well as a team. Now add Tatum back into that defensive system. At 6'8" with length and mobility, he can guard multiple positions and help disrupt passing lanes. So now Boston has both sides of the equation, a superstar offensive centerpiece and a versatile high-level defense. That's exactly the formula championship teams rely on. Another reason the Celtics are suddenly so dangerous, the Eastern Conference doesn't have one unbeatable team. There are several contenders, but no team that completely towers over everyone else. That means a team with balance like Boston can realistically make a finals run if things break the right way. They have the experience, they have the talent, and now that Tatum is back, they have the superstar leadership needed to close games and beat the Pistons to try to make it to the NBA Finals. When you step back and look at the full picture, Boston checks almost every box of a contender. They have a superstar leader in Jayson Tatum, another all-star caliber scorer and defender with Jaylen Brown, strong defensive versatility, playoff experience with winning a title just a couple years ago, and depth around their core. That combination is extremely hard to stop in a 7-game series, and when Tatum is playing at his best, Boston becomes a matchup nightmare. The Celtics were always talented, but talent alone isn't enough in the NBA. You need a superstar who can elevate everyone around him and take over when the pressure is highest. With Jayson Tatum back on the floor, Boston finally has that again. And because of that, the Celtics aren't just a good team anymore. They're a real championship contender. Like and subscribe.